Hold on. It's cutting my head a little bit, a little bit, a little bit. Is that it? Oh my god. Well, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. Yo, notice yesterday I got cut off and they're taking pictures and the gang stalking and the surveillance. I'm like, fuck you, bitch. You're not gonna stop me. Okay? I'm all the way up. I'm all the way up. Nothing can stop me. I'm all the way up. Who's that? Fat Joe? Holla, Fat Joe. You know. And lean back. Lean back. Yo, I like Fat Joe. I hope I got the artist name right. But it's true. I mean, uh, they try. And it's so funny because when the video went out yesterday, a demon came in immediately and the candles blew off, started falling. And I'm like, look, I'm dead ass. Dead ass. I'm telling you. I'm an astrologer. But don't forget, guys, I was a shaman before I became an astrologer. So I'm a high priest, bona fide, all the way. And the demons know who I am. They do. They know who the real priests and high priests and magicians are. So the demon came in, and it was 12:30, and I did what I did. And then another one came in. Oh, please, they're still doing it. And the government is involved. The CIA is involved. I know they are because I used to be affiliated with the CIA back when I was in college, back when I was 18, 19. So there's a lot of things I don't say. In addition to being amazing. But, so I know I'm being watched by the government. They're surveilling me and blah, 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 and all that kind of stuff, And I'm like, and I recognize this demon. And I'm like, look, you already know the deal. You want a drink? Yeah, have a drink. I'm having a drink. Let me get you some Jack Daniels. Demons, they're like dark liquor, dark rum, dark liquor. For those of my Haitians and Santeria and Voodoo people, you all know what I'm talking about. They're like that dark rum. So I was like, here you go, have a drink. While I finished doing my work. And the demon said he had his drink. He had his drink. And left me alone. Because let me tell you something, and I got to do a separate video about demonology. No, I don't do witchcraft. I don't do spell work. Okay? I'm a high priest. I don't have to do that. Witchcraft and spell work, it's magic, but it's low-level magic. I vibrate too high of a level to deal with low-level magic or to be affected by low-level magic. Now, if you want to talk about high-level magic, I'm your man. And that's stuff that I don't discuss, and no real magician of a high caliber discuss those things. That's really the veil. That's why it's called the high priest. And there's a veil. No, we don't discuss that. We don't give an up to the enemy. But let me tell you, he sat down, had his drink, and let me tell you, you look at the cup. By morning, half the drink is gone. I used to tell scientists this because, don't forget, I have degrees and backgrounds in science. And I taught physics, college physics. And I taught astronomy. Not astrology, astronomy. And that's all math and science. Now I run a school of astrology, but I was foremost, before I became an astrologer, don't get it twisted, I was always a planetary scientist, always, and taught it at university level, right? So let me tell you, when he left, another one came in at 3:15. That 3:15 in the morning, that's like the famous witching hour, right? And I'm like, and I woke up, and my cat woke up. We both woke up because we both sleep in the same bed. And we look at each other. And this was a high level demon. And I'm like, okay, what do you want? I take my bell, ring my bell, ring my bell. Ding dong, ding dong. Oh, demons, they don't like bells. Ooh, they don't like it. They go, ah! And they run. Or the pentagram, the pentacle, that's Metatron. They don't like, ah! They run. Or the cross of Jesus. Ah! They run. Of course, you got to be true, because if you're fake, the demons will know that and they'll fuck you up for using sacred things like that. Okay? Because the demons know they got a boss. Everybody got a boss. And they know that we are untouchables. The demons know. They come and they actually spend time with us. Watch what we're doing, see what we're doing. And it's so funny, because even the demons ask me, do you want me to go back to the center and hurt them? And I'm like, no, I will pray for them and forgive them. You go back where you came from and leave them alone. Because as a high priest, you don't want to wish bad on your enemies either. Remember, Jesus said, love your enemies. So it's a violation of spiritual law to go against our own enemies. We have to love them and pray for them to heal and to awaken. And if they continue to do witchcraft and spell work, they are cursing themselves, because let me tell you guys, evil will never conquer goodness. And I don't care what demon you conjure up. I don't care how much money you pay. I don't care if you sell your ass, your dick, whatever you got to do to get that demon. The demon will turn on you if you send him to hurt an innocent person. Understand that. It's not going to work. None of the spells, they don't work. At most, what these spells have done, they've delayed things for me. And they've inconvenienced me. But that's about it. That's about the scope of it. Because the God has to allow evil to run its course. That way, there is no excuse when the Lord delivers his judgment. Okay? That's why it seems that evil seems to take a long time to be tarnished. And it seems like God takes his time to balance the score. No, it's to give the evil enough rope to hang themselves. And we light workers, chosen ones, and those of us who are in the victimized and of that kind of energy have to be strong enough to withstand. Listen, it's in the Bible. It's in Romans. I believe it's in Romans, 2nd Romans, where it says, he who withstandeth the trials and tribulations of earth without blemish, without tiring, shall sit on my right hand side and shall not go back out. It's in Romans. So we have to be strong and endure. When evil has no more room to try to fuck you up or hurt you or destroy you, because nothing works. No spell works. No death spell works. Nothing works. No chaos magic. No blood binding spell. Nothing works. Nothing works. Then that's when God goes, okay, bitch. So now that you know that this shit ain't gonna work, now let me exert karma and judgment. And God help you on the day of judgment, on the day of the tribunal, on the day of reckoning. because you're going to get yours. And trust me, you don't want to be there to see that. You don't want to be there to see that. So I'm good. But let's spill the tea. Because there is something that's about to jump, a little higher, jump. All these songs. Sometimes they talk to me to these songs, I don't know. Something's gonna jump off on Halloween. These covens, whatever they are gonna do something so evil, so catastrophic against chosen ones and light workers. It's a form of energy harvesting. And it's gonna go down on Halloween. And they're all preparing for this. And I got it for those of you who are light workers, chosen one, tarot card readers, the whole nine. On Halloween, you all know that the veil between the living and the dead grows thinnest on Halloween. And this veil is so thin that any kind of minuscule basic evil can come in. So you can imagine a big ass balloon of evil coming to you. It's a very, very vulnerable. Even those who are the most protected will feel this type of energy. Of course, it's not going to affect you if you have, your archangels protecting you, and you got the halo of the divine protecting you. And most of us workers have that protection. But understand that we are down here and the principalities of the gods are up above. And evil and demonic energy is very close to the physical world and the astral world. So we are more closely connected with the lower forms of energy and evil and demonic forces than we are the higher levels. Understand that. So it's going to take our part in assisting the divine and the most high, including our ancestors, our beloved ancestors, to stay vigilant in prayer and in cleansing. I just prepared a nice bath, a spiritual bath with all kinds of herbs. You got to do that every 3 or 4 days. And then you got to do a major one on the quarter of the moons, of the 4 moon phases, or the 8 moon phases, however you want to break it up, to protect yourself. It says in the Bible, you must wear the armor of God when fighting the devil. So no more is this a requirement in your life in a given year, of any year, than on Halloween. Because it's on Halloween that the veil between good and darkness is the thinnest, and also the veil between the dead and the undead is the thinnest. It is the best time of the year for necromancers, demonologists, and those that work with the darkness to really cause havoc and cause disbalance to an already unbalanced world. Don't get caught up in the crossfires of this energy. Okay? Make sure that on Halloween, you are not by any crossroads. Don't be on no corner street. Don't be on a 3-way crossroad, and don't be on no 4-way crossroads. Those are thresholds and portals that are very open and it's very thin. And you'd be surprised. Listen, I've used those portals. I've used them. I have. To do all kinds of rituals and spell work. Not related to hurting anybody or retaliating. But, we are high priests. We have our work to do. Right? Veil. But we are aware that these are portals. And these very same portals are very difficult to open on any other times of the year. But they are very vulnerable. Even the kitchen witch, which is probably the most amateurish witch practitioner, the kitchen witch. Even the kitchen witch, even a child witch can open up and manipulate these portals on Halloween. That's so you can understand how delicate and it is. Another time in which these portals can be opened is around spring, the Aries equinox. The vernal equinox, which is well, the opposite, right? Will be Libra, which will be the autumn, right? The autumn equinox. And then you have the vernal equinox, which is, of course, Aries, which is March 23rd. That's a portal, too. Powerful. It's a lot more difficult to open that portal, the vernal equinox. But if you're a skillful magician, you can. In these threshold portals. But the easiest and most vulnerable of time in which these same portals can be opened, even by the most amateurish practitioner, happens on the autumn equinox, which of course falls in Libra. Even though the portal is Libra, but the door, and when I say the door, I'm not talking about a physical door or even a spiritual door, but I'm talking about the actual words, incantations, or sigils. That is a symbolic door. And that belongs to Scorpio, which is October 31st. We're already in Scorpio season. So we are already experiencing the waning of both the sun and the moon, losing light as we go deeper into a descent of darkness, which is the realm of Scorpio, which culminates in Capricorn, the devil. Okay. So these are portals that are very sensitive. And bitch can open up doors. Mm-hmm. Sure do. Mimosa. Yeah, Loemi. I usually like it red, and I made the mistake because you can't see through the bottle. I can't see through the bottle. I usually like it red, but this was white. I'm not big on white wine. White wine is not healthy. It's not as healthy as red wine. Red wine is healthy. It's healthy for your blood, your pancreas. It's good for your heart. Red wine, you can't go wrong with red wine. I don't like white wine much. I don't see much benefit of it. But okay, so again, these are sensitive areas. Now, I do watch a lot of videos on YouTube on many tarot readers, and I listen to them and I observe them. I can tell those who are very educated, those who are not, those who are older, like my age, and those who are very, very young. The young talk to their own generation in their own language, which is great. Not so useful for much older, more experienced people. Not that they can learn from a young person, but it really depends on your station in life and where you're at. And for the most part, I'm very as an emperor high priest, as a high priest, we supervise the tarot card readers. Not all tarot card readers are high priests or emperors and empresses. You have to work yourself to those levels. As the high priest, I'm the highest. There's no other level beyond that. After that is the actual contact with the divine. God taking Enoch back with him where he doesn't experience death. That's how close the connection is. Which is why low level witchcraft does not work. Right? Um, and if these people were real magicians, they will understand that and they will never go bankrupt or mortgage their houses and go bankrupt, trying to take down light workers and chosen ones who are immune to these levels of magic. Okay? Tough and expensive lesson to learn, huh? But as high priests, we supervise the tarot card readers, those who are doing readings for the collective. And that's our job as high priests, is to oversee that the card readings are being done correctly. Um, there are certain rules that tarot card readers should know and should obey because it's spiritual law. I'm going to do a separate videos directed specifically to tarot card readers so that they don't make mistakes and incur karma if they make a mistake of what and how they read and to whom they read to. And that includes cross watchers and cross readers as well. And even those tarot card readers do that put hexes and other card readers because of jealousy and shit like that. So this is the kind of stuff that as high priests, because we have a job to do. It ain't a title just to have a title. We have a job to do. And we'll supervise these readers to make sure that the collective is getting a responsible dispensation of messages through the ancestors, angelic beings, other beings from other timelines or from other periods to come in through responsibly. That's our job as high priests and priestesses, is to oversee that. Okay, and I'm going to do a special reading for the low level and medium level, and then medium to intermediate high level tarot card readers, so they can understand and therefore they don't incur karma and block their own gifts. If you're young and ignorant, you're not going to be penalized. But once you know, you know. Um, but this information goes for tarot card readers as well. Who's here? Who's here? Someone just came in and just took my drink. My drink just went up like, literally, it just jumped out of the cup. I didn't tilt it, it just jumped out of the cup. Who's here? You want a drink? Well, come on over and have a drink. I'm surprised you're here so early. The sun is still out. Demons don't like to come out when the sun is out, unless it's a high level demon. It depends. You have noonday demons. In fact, there's a book that you guys should read. It's called The Noonday Demon. And this shit is real. Big boom, bestseller in the 90s. The Noonday Demon. These are demons that attack during the day. And they cause depression. Oh, God. There's so much I have to teach you. So much to teach you. It's just so much. All this comes from Atlantis, of course. But before Atlantis, I tell you, there was Lemuria. Lemuria, the original Adam and Eve story, where it all began. We're going back now. Anthropologists and archaeologists date 10.5 million years ago. No, that's Atlantis. Lemuria, we're going back another 25 million plus years. Yeah. The Earth and our solar system and cosmos is far older than scientists tell us. Believe me, it is. Mm-hmm. And many archaeologists are discovering that. When I was in high school, we were told that the Egyptian civilization was 5,000 years old. In high school, I knew that that was not true. Not true. I don't know what carbon C12 or what carbon C14 you're using, or its isotopes to predate timelines that far back, but you got it wrong. I used to tell my professors the Egyptian civilizations, even as the highest of civilization, going back to the 26th Ptolemaic dynasty, it's not 5,000 fucking years old. It's much older than that. Do you know that when I made it to graduate school from high school, they've rewritten the history book and now they're putting down that it is over 25,000 years old. They've changed it. I already knew that 30 years earlier. So we're discovering that we've been wrong about the timeline. That's why I pay a lot of attention about the timeline. And I do have a grid that I created about the timeline from the beginning of the fall to now. And I've been told to hold back on putting that information out there. That's really going to rattle people up. And it's going to rattle, shake, rattle, and roll. It's going to shake, rattle, and roll many scientists. So I'm keeping that baby hidden for now. No, but even time has a timeline. And it can be decoded. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. And this timeline that I'm putting together for you predates Lemuria. It goes back to the Hyperborean epoch. And before that, the Polarian epoch. Now we're going back not millions of years, but billions of years. And even then, humanity still existed. Oh, yes. Yes. So you have to understand that time is an illusion. 1 minute is equal to 1 billion years. When you're in zero, Gaia, Nirvana, point of stillness, nothing moves. Once you spark out, now begins time. But it's such a, but it's time down here. It doesn't exist in the other realms. Time is in movement from one event to another. And the in-between from one transition of time to another is what we call life, events, the soap opera, that what happens in between. It could be as small as neutrinos, the physics of the small, quantum mechanics, versus the larger, right? From the micro to the macro, okay? These are difficult concepts to understand because it requires certain disciplines of education that you must have in order to put the whole mosaic together. And if you don't have certain disciplines of knowledge of mathematics, science, geology, and certain things, archaeology, anthropology, certain things, you have to know certain disciplines in order to understand the grand scheme of how this world has been put together and how it came from 0 to 9, only to go back to 0 again. And the in-between are all the other numbers that are infinite, right? All are illusions of time. So, I've heard people say, people that do astral travel, right? I know fellow magicians that do a lot of astral travel magic and, dream magic. I'm one of them, and you've seen many of you have seen me in your dreams where I'm doing rituals of healing and stuff like that. Some of you have even told me, and I'm ready. Oh, I'm Fernando. Thank you. I'm like, hello. and I'm there with my magic wand and the whole regalia, blah 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 blah. Just like Lord of the Rings, you know, or those movies, you know, that they put out there that tell you the truth in more ways than you realize, like Game of Thrones, Black Adam, okay, with The Rock. Pay attention to these movies. Black Adam is the beginnings of the second period of Lemuria. Lemuria had 3 periods. Then it collapsed, and then came the Atlantean epoch. And it has 3 periods as well. Then the Atlantean epoch destroys, and then rises the Egyptian epoch. And then that goes down, and now we are in the current epoch today, the Aryan epoch, with the leading white race, the Aryan race leading the age, the epoch. And there'll be others to follow. Every race has its turn. Every dog has his day. No, everything has a pattern. But if you're not well educated, if you're not a member of the elite and those of the wealthy and the opulent classes, 9 times out of 10, you're not going to know these truths. It's reserved not for the sheep or the herd, but those who are initiates and the elite. Right? And that also emphasizes the crown. You need to watch the miniseries, The Crown, of Queen Elizabeth. You need to watch it. Watch that because they're telling you a lot of shit. And it's so subtle, it can make you vomit. It's so subtle, but it's there. It's there. They're telling you things about it. And, you know, just because it's white doesn't mean that it's exclusive to white. You know, you have a coronation of all races and clans and creeds. And the crown is connected to something that's not human. Okay? And you know Uncle Fernando knows. Right? So let's leave it at that. Let's leave it at that for now. So understand that there are many codes and mysteries in nature that is so in your face that you can fucking vomit. But I digress. Let's spill the tea of what's going to be happening on Halloween concerning the light workers, chosen one, emperors, high priestess, and, you know, the whole nine, and my basic low level, medium level, and upper medium level tarot card readers that are doing collective readings out there. Oh, I tell you. Listen, I'm good. Once I have my basic needs met, you're good. What's wealth? What's wealth? Wealth is a relative term. People aspire for wealth because it gives us a certain level of comfort. But if you can achieve that without the wealth, then you got it made. It's all relative. It really, really is. And by the way, before I begin, I want to thank you guys for your donations, your continued donations, for understanding my plight, what I'm going through. I could not go to New York last week. I lost my opportunity to get my duplex, and I know that was due to spare work. I'm choosing another duplex to move into in River Oaks. And Miss Farmer has already arranged for me to fly out to New York on Monday, and so I can go and you know, talk to some of the bank executives, things like that. See if I can release some of this money and, you know, do something so I can get this. I can get out of this hotel because it's bleeding me dry. You know, I cannot get any tax breaks because of being, since I pay day to day and I don't do a weekly one. I lose over $30,000 in tax breaks. over this, over the past 3 years. It's crazy. I mean, that's so crazy. If I was someone that was really hooked on money, I'd put a bullet in my own head. And I'm a military man. I know where to get a gun. I just don't know where my twin brother was able to get a gun. That motherfucker knows nothing about military. So I'm the military man. Yeah, my brother got it. How do you do that? Well, I think I have an idea. But again, I digress. Let's look and see what it is that we have to look out for on Halloween. Let's see what we have to look out for. By the way, if you guys feel generous in donating, like $2, $3, $10, $100, $400, some of you have donated $1,000 in the past. You know that you get this money back. It's tax deductible. Thank you so much. I love you. You know, when you bless me, you know you're blessing yourself, right? You know that money comes back to you 7 times for it, right? A lot of you have called me and have wrote me letters personally telling me that, Uncle Fernando, I gave you my last $20, and before you fucking left the air, I had like $700 that just came out of nowhere in my account. A lot of you have told me that, you know, because God sees everything, sees, you know, and I'm vulnerable. I show need. It's funny, you know, even with money and wealth, you can still be vulnerable and show need. Sometimes the universe puts you in these positions to see what the rest of the collective will do, to see if it raises the hearts and compassion of those human beings that you are put here to help and serve, to see if that's going to be reciprocated. Sometimes the gods test us and test you too, you know, and all of you passed the test with flying colors, always. And I love you for that. Thank you for that. You know, I am happy with my 55,000 subscribers. Because, oh, Fernando, you got to get more, you got to get more, you got to... Look, I am no industry bitch or hoe. That's the music industry. That's Hollywood. And that's, no, I'm no hoe. No, this is spirit, okay? I got what I got because God gave me. These are the people that are going to benefit. And these, all you 55,000 of you, every single one of you on my channel are destined for greatness, or you won't be on my channel. That's why I don't have 2,000, 2,000, 400,000 subscribers. There's a reason for that. This is not for everybody, and I'm not for everybody, right? So those, you guys are blessed, and you are maintaining Uncle Fernando, and Uncle Fernando, best believe, is maintaining you. Because I'm there in the dream state for all of you, protecting you, fighting, and you all know it, because you all told me, oh, Fernando, I was going through this, you know, and you showed up in my dream and go, don't bitch, don't worry about it, I got you. Boom, 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 boom. You all know that. You all know that. And you know, I don't fool, I don't bullshit. You know. Why? What for? So I thank you for that. I thank you for your support. But again, and you know, Uncle Fernando, he's a hustler too. Yeah, got to be. You don't see what I go to? Gotta be a hustler. I got to be. So again, give your hustler uncle some dough. That's 347-485-6258. Or the people's astro at Gmail, okay, for PayPal. Because I want to go out tonight. It's Saturday now. I want to go out. I want to go out and go dancing. I want to do something. I'm getting a little bored. And I want to go to Midtown. I hear it's the most exclusive, nicest part of Houston. Money and glam. I've been there. Love it. Love it. That's what made me fall in love with Houston. I want to go over there. I want to buy some clothes. I got no clothes. I actually everything. I want to buy me some clothes. I want to go out. I want to look cute. And I'm a videotape and I show it to you guys. And I'll be doing my little dancing and wiggling, you know what I'm saying? I don't drink like I used to. You all know that. You know, that it shows. I'm a little mimosa, you know. I might have a little, you know. I don't drink dark liquor anymore. So and no Jack Daniels. I might have some scotch. It depends on what I get. I might have some scotch. I don't know. I like pinch. Chivas Vegas. Because I grew up in these, and my uncles and father, men in the family, they drink these types of expensive scotches. I like pinch. I don't know. Let's see. 13. Well, when and you know it's funny because I didn't know that this was like a thing. with witchcraft and what I'm saying. I didn't know this was a thing. That you could energy harvest. And that this is one way of energy harvesting. I had no idea. No idea. Oh, by the way, somebody paid me $150 for a reading, and I tried to reach her. I have the bucket right there, and that did make it. Janae Edwards. Janae Edwards, and I have a number that was given to me by Zelle when you paid. I called the number and I got no response. So Janae Edwards, I got your payment, but I think there's a problem with Zelle. Something the name or the number wasn't recorded properly, and I contacted them so I can get your number. Please call me, Janae Edwards, because I did not get any call from you. Okay, so like that you can get your reading. All right. Belinda, I have not heard from you. You've paid for your chart, Belinda. Mendez, I have not heard from you. Okay. Mr. Ruff, you've all paid. I have not heard from you. Okay, so your money is being held until I hear from you, or it will be returned. Okay. But I know that it's busy and the retrograde and all that stuff going on. So once I hear from you, you'll get your chart done, okay? All right. So let's see what it is that, the dark forces have in mind for Halloween. That is a form of energy harvesting against the light workers. It's fucked up too. Because but I understand why there were energy harvest. There it is, Mars in Scorpio, disappointment, but it came out in the reverse. So that means that whatever it is that you're trying to do against light workers is not going to work. And this is Scorpio. This is Mars in Scorpio. Not gonna work. And it's something that affects, again, it's energy harvesting. There's not enough energy. See, that's the semen. Goes to the kidneys there. See how it's going dry and the cups are empty. It's draining the energy of the light ones. But it comes out in the reverse. So it's not gonna happen because I'm spilling the tea. Okay? There is Sagittarius. That's the angel, number 14. There's a major angel that protects light workers. Metatron and Uriel and Ariel, Joaquin, Raphael, and of course Archangel Michael. This is represented by the 4 cherubs. Okay, so no, there's not going to be a disappointment here. All right. See, the fool. These people that are trying to go against the light workers and chosen ones are foolish. They don't really understand the principles and laws of magic, and they don't understand spiritual hierarchy. Because if they did, they would not be doing this. And these are people that get burned with their own magic, not knowing any better, really showing their ass, really showing their ignorance, that you cannot do this to people like us. Justice, Libra, okay? The autumn equinox, there it is. Justice, okay? Justice will prevail because the angels are protecting us over disappointment and hurt and pain and betrayal over foolish magicians. Look at it. It reads itself. It reads itself. It is. Again, the sun in Scorpio, pleasures. They want to tap into our resources of energy for their own selfish pleasures and selfish manifestation. That is the reason why they're doing this. That we got there 5, 6, 7, 2 more. Prince of Cups in the reverse. They are going to come for those who are young and unsuspected. The Prince of Disc in the reverse. This is money, and this is physicality, energy harvesting in its physical formation in the reverse. You can't do it, bitch. Not gonna happen, bitch. Now, in what way are they gonna try to do this? Let's go towards the index cards. No, what is the motivation? What is the fucking motivation for them to do this? What are they gonna gain? You're not gonna gain shit from doing this. You're not. No. Let's see. And then when we do this, we're going to do 21 of this, and then we're going to do 21 of the other, and then we're going to close. So you'll know and you're prepared of what to do. I'm going to miss Halloween. You know, in New York City, I used to go to Christopher Street, which is the gay section of New York City, and have costumes on. I'm going to miss all of that. I'm going to miss that. Okay. That was so much fun. But I don't think it's going to be healthy like before. It's going to be very dark, almost like The Purge. Remember the movie The Purge? I have a feeling that Halloween is going to become decadent to that degree. You know, as society begins to break down, because it has to completely dismantle the Piscean regime and make room for the Aquarian regime. You know, there has to be a total breakdown of culture and society. It's coming. It's coming. And it has to come. So like that we can usher in the new age with new thought and mentality and ideology reflective of the new generations. As the old generations, which I represent, you know, wither away with the old system. Yeah, and people are kicking and screaming. People in my generation are kicking and screaming because they don't want to see this cycle close. All right. Danger in the reverse. Not happen. Hidden motives. And the hidden motive is to energy harvest. Okay. This will be done without any kind of transportation, which means when the car comes out in the reverse symbolically as a collective, it could be a next door neighbor. It could be the person down the street. Anyone can be a part of the energy harvesting if they know that you are a light worker or a Trojan one. So you got to be careful. Okay. Misunderstanding. Many people misunderstand who we are and they think that we are the enemy. Going through it in the reverse. You're not going to go through it because you're being given the tea. I'm spilling the tea. So you'll understand, and then you can prepare yourself appropriately. Don't be blue. True blue, baby, I love you. Another Madonna song. That's a good one too. That came out in the 90s. I like True Blue. Come on, I love that. That was a cute song. Yeah, that's the girl in me. I love these types of girly songs. I do. You know, that nurtures the emotional spirit, which is still in balance of both masculine and energy for forces. Of what? Please. A real man with big dick honors his inner feminine and his outer masculine. Come on. Endings. Endings for them, not for us or the light workers. Go to school in the reverse. Yeah, this bitch ass so-called would-be magician need to go to school and learn what it is to be a real, true magician and understand and respect spiritual laws. Because they don't. Many of you are going to have fairies all around you. So make sure that you have your pumpkins, your candies, you got water fountain. Some of you may have water fountain, or buy a miniature water fountain. A water fountain, a miniature one or a large one, if you're rich and you got it like that, it's very good for light workers and magicians to have, because it brings energy, it brings prosperity, it brings wealth, and it also stimulates fairies, undines, soothsayers, salamanders, and all kinds of nature spirits around you. Okay, very reflective of the energy of nature. All right. Yellow, the solar plexus, the sun, Amun Ra. You know, stay connected to source. Others involved in the reverse. No, this is a secret and sacred world of spirit and magic. Only those of us who know this are involved with this type of war. Right? Be careful of people stealing from your intellectual property. It came out in the reverse, so that's not likely to happen. And then I have one more card that fell out on the floor. Yeah, go back to school. All right. So this is good. This is good. Now let us go and choose the other deck. I mean these cards. Okay. All right. We're just about under the hour. You got a few minutes. There's gonna be true blue, baby. I love you. Yeah, it's still playing in my head. No more damn sadness, so you can define. I know the song, but I'm under the sauce. I cherish the whole world, and no one like you. Don't you know? Don't you know, baby? Some of you are going to be researched. There are going to be people out there researching you, trying to find out things about you. And this is happening today on a Saturday, because these people are getting ready to launch an attack against light workers. Prepare. Put the armor of God on. Okay? Because they're very sloppy and careless, because they don't understand spiritual law. This is taboo to fuck with people like us if you don't know what you're doing. You're going to be impotent of your power and stripped of your magical abilities when you do this, okay? Baby mama drama, I don't know what that's about. I might speak to someone particularly. Be careful with common friends that may pretend to be a friend and betray you. Someone living next door to some of you or to many of you, be careful. They may be the one energy harvesting. Be careful of sex addicts being connected to you at this time, because that's another form of energy harvesting, okay? Be careful of hot, sexy Arabs. uh-huh. In 3 months. Well, they might have been preparing for 3 months, and the energy harvesting that's going to happen today, if you're not careful, is going to have a result in 3 months to come. Okay. That's pretty much the tea I got to give and I got to tell you. I will do another video today as we discuss Saturn in Scorpio. Guys, I hope you enjoy this. I hope you take this message to heart. Thank you for donations and your love. I hope this resonates.